Hello. In this coding session, I want to work with Node.js. I don't have much experience. I tried it once or twice. And the reason why I want to try it now, and I will explain what I will do. But the reason is I'm doing few projects in React and Next.js just to get familiar with these technologies like a bit more. And most of the time you need some backend to return some responses, like backend API or JSON API, and then you need to like fetch some data and then render it on front end on a user interface. And what I do now, I use Golang for this. Like even for very simple API, I build a Golang API in Golang, and then go back to the Node.js and etc. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, since I'm mostly, I use mostly Go and then some Python now. I use these languages. But what I want to do, like, since React and Next.js, they are JavaScript based technologies, it will be easier if I also have like this backend API also in JavaScript. That's why I'm trying this. And since this is a coding session, I will keep all these notes and then share with you at the end. So you guys, if you want to try, you can do the same. I already created some structure. So what I have here is, let me move this a bit. So this is my directory. Let me maybe increase the size a little. And what I have one directory with a hello world JavaScript. I took this example. I will show you where I took this example in a second. And this is source code. We will back to the source code in a second. We will see it in a bit details and then add some more feature to it. If you're not familiar with Node.js like myself, what you can do, you can head to the nodejs.org, download this Node.js here. And once you have everything successfully, if you type this, if you run this command, you will see version of Node.js. And from here, you can run any script in Node.js on your machine. So, and this is how you do it. Node, blah, 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 your file name, and this will execute the server. You will see where the server is hosted. Be careful with this. I tried to record one more coding session earlier. I was running another project on the same port, and this doesn't give any errors. Like if you have the same, if you are using the same port on your machine, and run this, you will not get any error, which is very bad. But anyway, so you do this, and then you open browser and then run this port, and you will see your application running. That is very quick introduction. For more, check this. And as I said, what I want to do is just to have simple API returning some JSON, and during the process, like just increase it, improve it. What I did for now, I checked it. So if you go to documentation, they have this section with guides. So if you dive into the documentation itself, this is more like API reference. Still worth to check if you want to know Node.js in details. They have very cool examples, cool documentation. By cool, I mean very detailed documentation. But if you want to quickly check and understand some steps, it's better to start here. So documentation, oops, go back. At the end guides, and then you see some high-level topics. I think I found the example that I use right now. I found it here. Let me move back. I a little updated this one. So let's check code base. So basically what I do, I use this package HTTP. I set my configuration for host and port. Let's say if I want to run on 8080, this is how you do it. And this is constances, meaning that if I here I create HTTP server, and here I run it. on this example, you will see that they do it at once. So they create the server and then call this function. Since this is a variable, there is a function or method on this variable called listen, which will execute. I do it in 2 steps. Another way, I believe I could do this. So why I'm explaining this, if you see this difference, don't get confused. It is same. Okay, why I don't have this server now? Come on, where is this? Oh yeah, of course, I run it on this port. 880. Yeah, I changed the port. Yeah, this is our response. And what I'm doing in response. So first I said that my status code is 200. We can check it if you use Chrome or Firefox. You can go to the network, run it again, and here you will see all the details of the request and response. In my case, I have 200 as I specify, and another interesting part is here. So this is application JSON, my content type. And the reason why I have application JSON is mostly for backend API, you use JSON format. So in your front end, when you get this response, you can easily parse it, and then you work with this JSON structure. And my JSON structure is very dummy for now. I'm just basically returning information in a headers, method I used, and URL. I'm getting it from request. So that's how it works. So we create a server, we pass 2 variables to this function. One is request, where you will get information about the request, and this is response that you should return, or you should use to return response. And that's what we are doing. We are setting up this response with status code, our header, content type, which is crucial in this example. I added this one just for example, just for fun. We can add more information, like let's return some list. Let's try. I'm doing it first time. It might be not the best way of doing it, but just to test out. Let's say we have another inner object. Let's first return a list of the strings, string 1, string 2. Let's say we want to do some drop down in an UI, and we need this fill this drop down. This is probably how you would return it from backend. I will save, restart, and check it here. Do I have? Yeah, this is where we see it. We have items, string 1, string 2, string 3. Then what I have is, yeah, as I said, I set a few constances, and basically I get it from request. It's headers, method, and URL. You can see values of this. This is header with all information. Method I use get to call this API, and URL. This is our root URL. So next step is I form response body, which is all this combined plus body, and then I write it to the response using this function, write function. This is how we convert our object, JavaScript object, to the JSON. And then we close, meaning that we are finished, and then Node.js will return it. So let's make this first part of this video. As I said, this is a video post. I will have it here. Check this website of mine, kalanrahimov.com. I will have link wherever you watch this video. And then I will continue with the next part, which will be what I want to do. There is a next part of this video. For my, again, React and Next.js projects, I need to return, to get some input and then return based on this input. So I will add this part. So my API, it can receive some input and then based on this input, return something. Of course, it will be dummy. Maybe later we can also add some database to this part, but for now it's very dummy. But let's continue in next one.